Okay, I found this video that I'm going to react to, right? It's a video of myself. Yeah, my younger self. Okay, my mouth, yeah. My younger self. When I was starting out to be a data engineer, it's a video where my company was saying, congratulations, congratulations. Yeah, let's actually get into it. Yeah, so I already have the video here. Okay, here we go.
So today we're going to kick off our first in our series of Meet the Grads. Advanced Intellect has noticed one of the major problems in the industry at the moment is a lack of skills, and everybody seems to be fishing from the same pond whilst not addressing the skills shortage. Everybody recognizes the data is becoming the next big thing, and it's definitely already starting to drive many business decisions. So what Advanced Intellect have decided to do was to approach some of the universities, to approach the postgrad students, and to offer them a graduation program. So I'm very, very excited to introduce to you Mukovhe. And first question I'd like to ask you, Mukovhe, is please explain to me what you studied after school, what university you attended, and what...
Okay, guys, let me first start here. I think I'll let it go for a while. Let me start here. This is Alan Browning, and this is obviously the most handsome man that we both have ever seen. But yeah, anyway. So Alan here is a legend, at least in my books, right? And the reason why I say that Alan is a legend is because he's the guy that I used to bother quite a lot. He's the one that I said, Alan, please include me in meetings with stakeholders. And sure, he did. And one time he invited me to this meeting with one stakeholder, Hash from Kribo, and I was starstruck. I mean, he was the lead in EMEA, general manager. I forgot his exact position. I was starstruck, and Alan let it slide in that meeting. But afterwards, he unleashed a beast, because what he said was, he first asked, why did you not introduce yourself? And in all honesty, I was starstruck, right? And he was like, you are at the table because you belong at the table. And since then, I belong at the table. And that was Alan's doing. If I ever come across you and you see this cocky, whatever kind of it's because of Alan.
And first question I'd like to ask you, Mukovhe, is please explain to me what you studied after school, what university you attended, and what...
Now, I would like to just say one thing. Yes, my dress sense is still terrible, but what is this? Maybe it's not necessarily the dress sense, it's the lighting and everything. This was just bad. This was absolutely bad. Terrible. I think Advanced could have done better. Should have done better.
The qualification you attained?
I studied mathematical sciences at Stellenbosch. I was majoring in applied maths and physics, and then I went on to do a diploma in data science. Okay, let me take you back, right? This young man here went to Stellenbosch. He wanted to do theoretical physics, and he came across stupid challenges with computer science, and he didn't do well, so he started hating computer science. And there's an entire story that I think I will tell on his behalf one day. But somehow, some way, he found himself back with doing machine learning and all of that stuff, and ended up doing a data science academy, or attending a data science academy, wanting to become a data scientist. It's actually a brilliant story. And I think here's something that he's cooking that, subscribe, all of that stuff, whatever, so that video, when it drops, you don't miss it.
That's amazing. And how did you hear about Advanced Intellect and the grad program that we were looking to start?
Well, actually, I was quite fortunate that Advance contacted my data science academy, and then they shortlisted me, and then I was just called for an interview.
That's fantastic. And at Advanced Intellect, we do two major products. We do Splunk, which is the core of our business, and we've now recently just onboarded Cribble. So, taking into account what you studied at university to what you are now doing in your job at Advanced Intellect, how have the two assisted you, and how do you see them growing?
I mean, studying physics and maths, the fundamental principles just teaches you to be a problem solver. And Advance is a solution business. And Cribble and Splunk just bringing the solution to a problem. So for me, it is the best fit to just work with the data because I'm already instilled with just problem solving.
That's wonderful.
This young man was ahead of his time, I think, right? Because he understood one thing, that what we're here to do is to solve problems. Whether you use Cribble, whether you use Splunk, did not matter. Anyway, wait, before I continue. This is my Splunk shirt that I got from when I was at Advance, you see? Yeah. Still fits quite well, Yeah. But anyway, this is just a shirt, and Splunk is just another SIEM tool, and Cribble is also another SIEM tool. But what I learned in physics is that you have fundamental concepts that if you understand those fundamental concepts, you are then able to solve bigger problems. Yes, of course, in physics, you're trying to solve problems on the understanding of the universe and where it came from. Here we're trying to understand problems, logs, and where they came from. See the similarities?
And before you joined, had you heard of Splunk or Cribble before?
No. I had for the first time when I was doing the advanced interview that there's something called Splunk.
Fantastic.
I think this is still, in my books, the best interview I've ever done, right? I get into the interview call. It was a Zoom call. And they give me a problem and they give me time. I forgot if it was 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And they say, go and solve this problem. And the tool you're supposed to use is Splunk. I'm just there. I had never seen Splunk in my life. But interesting enough, they were not asking for a Splunk solution. They were asking on how you would go about it, right? I ended up using a method that was out of date and stuff, but they were quite impressed with how I went about solving the problem, which was in the very same light as you would if you were doing a physics problem. What is the hypothesis? What are the steps you're going to take to get to the solution? And this is a sort of solution that I need, and this is the kind of output that I am expecting. And that was the report that I gave them. And that was quite an incredible interview, to say the very least.
And then tell me, almost in wrapping up, how far have you got? So you joined Advanced Intellect on the 1st of February, is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
And how many qualifications have you written since you've been with us for roughly 8 months?
I've done 3 certifications in Splunk. The core user, power user, and now I'm on admin. And the next step is the architect, obviously. And in Cribble, we've done some logstream and a couple of other certificates. I just forgot the names.
That's perfect.
Cribble School is free forever. That's what they said. If it's not free now, I don't know. But they said the Cribble School is going to be free forever. So if you want to learn some Cribble, just Google Cribble and then go do some courses there. You get a chance to start some sandboxes where you can do some logs and things like that, and look at how to do this security matrix and stuff, ingest logs, those kind of stuff. And then Splunk ones, however, the certification are stupidly expensive. I remember one of them costed like $1,000 US, and it only costed $1,000 US because we or rather Advance, as they were partners, got a 50% discount, which means that that certificate costed about $2,000 to people that are not partners. So they're crazily stupid. But to start with Splunk is really, really easy. I'll do a video on it. And if you have a computer that can handle Docker, you can already use it. You can already install it as well if you're not using Docker, and you can start playing and looking at the logs in your own computer, this kind of stuff. You can do that. But yeah, anyway, let's actually continue this. And finish this, right? Yeah, you can see here, this is when I was in the grad program, and then later on, I actually became a permanent employee. Let's actually react to that small video as well. I don't want to do 2 videos to react to this. Mukovhe reacts to himself. Yay! Again. Yeah, let's do that.
So today is probably one of the most exciting days since I joined Advanced Intellect. You may have seen the first in our series where we interviewed our grads and you got to know them slightly better. Today is a fantastic video in my mind. We get to welcome Mukovhe through the graduation program, which started on the 4th of February, 2021. And we officially welcome him as a permanent member of Advanced Intellect as of the 1st of February, 2022. So from my side, I would just like to say the hugest congratulations to you, Mukovhe. And I can't wait, now that you're a permanent member, to see how we continue to develop and move forward. So with that in mind, Mukovhe, a couple of questions.
I mean, I don't have to wait to see how we've grown and developed, because, the distance between that young man and myself now is quite it's quite huge, right? In all aspects, whichever one, whatever you will. But yeah, this was a legendary moment, and looking back, yeah, it's quite nice. I want to cry. No, I don't.
I'd like to ask you, if you wouldn't mind. I'd like to ask, for the first question, I would like to ask, what was your reaction upon learning that you've been offered a permanent position with Advanced Intellect?
I mean, I wasn't actually expecting the offer, so I was surprised and extremely happy.
That's brilliant. And then,
Yeah.
so who was the
I
first
wasn't.
person you told upon receiving this good news?
Oh no.
Definitely my girlfriend.
No.
Not your mom.
No, no, no. That is crazy.
Just tell me, how's this appointment affected your life, and what impact will it have?
I mean, it's a mind shift from a point of learning to a point of actually being responsible for customer engagement. So it's quite great for me, actually.
I mean, I need to add now, right? It's been a couple of years already, and I've done amazing projects in the space, right? I've done migrations, I've done customer analytics, I've done other things, I've built products and here and there. Still building quite nice things. I've used, since then, I've used AWS quite extensively. I've had a good use of Google Cloud, especially this year. I've not really done much in Azure, but I've used this cloud services quite heavily. And I've built amazing, I would say amazing pipelines and codes and things, right? So this appointment as a data engineer, as opposed to what I wanted before to be a data scientist. I don't want to be a data scientist again. Natural fact, the only reason I don't call myself a recovering data scientist is because I have never practiced as one. I just went to school and school said I was one. But yeah, anyway, this appointment made me sort of who I am, who I became. So the impact was huge.
Good to hear. And then tell me, what are your personal and work goals now that you have this permanent position?
I mean, work goals, I just want to deliver more value for advanced clients. And personal goals, I just want to master the art of problem solving so that I can become a data guru.
I don't think any of this has changed. I still want to give the best of value for my clients. I still want to give the best of value so that I can become a data guru myself. I've been on the journey of becoming a data guru. I've worked extensively. Data migration was crazy, right? Now with custom analytics and all of that, I've worked on Delta tables and Delta lakes and stuff. Now working on data warehouses and just understanding this data tool so that, and it's not just about tools, it's about the data so that these organizations can get the most out of their data. So it's still the same burn, even though now I'm a little bit more experienced, right, as compared to this young man, but the same thing remains.
Brilliant. And one of the nice things is, I mean, there's a lot of people, and probably a lot of people in your circle, that are currently in grad programs, and you seem to have the secret sauce of how to move from a grad program into a permanent position. What advice could you offer people who are in grad programs who are now looking to go permanent?
Easy. Learn as much as you can, do as much as you can, but all in all, just always love what you do. Loving what you do is the best thing that you can actually do for yourself.
I think this advice still stands even today, because if you love to learn, because technology is always changing. If you love what you do, it means when problems come, you can persist and you can be resilient. It means you can always almost do anything, right? Of course, you can always ask people that have done things before you. You should when it comes to it. But those two things together, they can make you a great data person, a great technical person. And I think I would add, as a more experienced person now, that also learn to communicate and communicate effectively, right? And what does that mean? That means learning to express what you're thinking and also giving time to listen to other people. And the other thing that seems to work well is be able to take criticism. When people say you didn't do something well, you can ask them, what do you mean? What can I do better? What should I focus on so that I can deliver to your expectations? And if the expectations are nonsense, sure, they're nonsense. But sometimes, most often, they're not. They help you grow, they help you build. So yeah, learn as much and be passionate about what you do. And most of the things will be given onto you. So yeah, this is Mukovhe Reacts, his journey from internship to data engineer. Amazing. Cheers.